Welcome intermediate students to another intermediate lesson at learnpianolive.com. This is an intermediate lesson, so the assumption is that you can probably play a couple songs at least well enough to impress a couple friends. You might have some basic understanding of music theory or something, but you really haven't had any formal training. So if that's you, you're in the right place. If you feel, throughout this lesson like it's way too advanced, you might want to go back and check out yesterday's lesson. It's in the archives, the beginner's version of this lesson. That might answer a lot of your questions, but feel free to ask away, ask any questions. This is about you and me, so you got to ask questions so I know, how to help you best. And there's a couple other things I want to talk to you too about before this countdown clock hits 0. All right, first and most important, ask a lot of questions. The way that you're going to do that is there's a couple different ways. You can jump in the chat room and talk with the other students who are logged in at the same time. I'll be watching the chat room too. You can ask your questions there. Or if it's a question that's just for me, a question about the lesson, especially if you know it's one that's going to fit best at the question and answer time at the end, then you can just put your name and your question in the box below this video, click submit, and then I will get that. Now, if you're already in the archives, if you're watching this not live, but you're watching this in the archives, then make sure at the end of the lesson you click on the survey button. You don't have to fill out the entire survey. If you want to, I'd love your feedback, but really the best part of that is that you can put your question in there, and then when you click submit, then I will get all of your questions. I'll make sure that you get them answered, whether you're in the archives or you're live. Right next to this video, there should be a PDF button and an MP3 button. Now, you don't really need those till after the lesson because I'm going to be showing you on screen the PDF and showing you how to use it. And I'll play the MP3 during the lesson too, so you know at the end of the lesson how you're going to use that. Some people, though, like to print out the PDF ahead of time, so as I'm making notes on my version, they can make the same notes on their version, but it works either way. All right, this is perhaps the most important part. You need to leave the lesson when you feel like you're sufficiently challenged. So, I'm teaching these lessons, 12 to 15 lessons a month. Normally, in traditional lessons, you're getting like a lesson every other week or so. So this is just way too much for you to take in. So, the goal is for you to get some little nugget of something that you can really practice on, really work on. Once you feel like you have that, then you really don't need anything else from me. Go practice. That's where this stuff is really going to happen. You're not going to get through this lesson and be able to play something really well. You're going to get through this lesson and have the information that you need to practice more effectively. That's really the goal here. So don't feel bad about taking off early. If you feel like halfway through the lesson you got as much as you can take in at that time, then go practice that thing, and then come back whenever you've got that thing down, or you're bored with it, or you just want to check out the next topic. Don't forget also that you've got the archives too. So if you want to see one little thing, just repeat it over and over and over. Just give me, hopefully within 24 hours after the lesson, this thing will be up in the archive, so you can just go back and watch it over and over and over and over and just get that little segment down. All right, so to be totally honest with you, today is my least favorite topic. Out of the 8 sectors of musicianship that are out there, I'd rather focus on any of them than literacy. But that's what we're doing, because literacy, as it turns out, is extremely important. So I have found a place in my heart to love this topic, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit more about how you can become more literate, so you can have someone just put sheet music down in front of you, say, ready, set, play, and you'll be able to read that with greater and greater accuracy. I'm ready. I'm ready. Are you ready? Let's go. Welcome back, everybody. This is the intermediate lesson for songs you should know. So these are songs that I'm just going to show you the parts of the songs that people think that you should know when you tell them that you're a pianist. Yesterday we did Fürlies and Canon in D. Today we're going to take on Blue Danube Waltz and Entertainer. So quiz number 1 here is which one of these is the right way to play Entertainer? And so the first one is... correct answer, of course, if you've done these before with me, is neither one of those is the right way, and they're actually both the same wrong way, and there's a billion others that we could come up with, I'm sure, if we went. Those are all the same exact way, and they're all the wrong ways, as well as. These are all the wrong ways of playing entertainer, but here's the important point, and here's the reason I'm playing all these things the totally wrong way for you so many times over, is that when your friends say, hey, do you know how to play piano? And you say, yeah, they're like, oh, you know that the ice cream truck song? Then you want to be able to play something that sounds like the ice cream truck song, either in an obviously your own style kind of thing like I was just doing, or something that is the copies enough the original version that they're impressed. And you want to keep these things short because no one wants to hear your 7-minute song. Sorry. Yeah, so if you know just the most popular sections of these songs, then you can fool a lot of people. And the truth is, as hopefully you know at this point, if you've been with me for any time at all, the ability to play a particular song, play entertainer, doesn't really say much about your ability. You can find all kinds of people on YouTube who can play incredible pieces. You might be one of these people. You can play incredible pieces, but you really don't know what you're doing. It's just a series of notes that you've memorized in order. You're not really speaking the language as much as you are just reciting a speech. So let's get in here, and I'll teach you the shortcut way to learn both of these songs, hopefully in 30 minutes, or at least learn enough of them to know what to practice so you can work on these on your own. So these both are built on the same idea that we've done before. This is kind of, by the way, I know this is listed as a literacy course, and so we're going to be talking about reading some sheet music, but it's kind of a cheater's way through. You do need to do some reading. Let me show you the what we have here. This is your PDF. The play along is Blue Danube and Entertainer. If you just listen through the whole thing, you'll hear the entire full version of Blue Danube and the entire full version of Entertainer. Most of it, I'm guessing, you didn't even know was in the song. So when you listen to it, you might go, oh, I didn't realize this was actually part of the song. I've never heard this before. That's because you, like your friends, don't really care to hear the whole entire song. This is why we're only doing a portion of it today. So Blue Danube and Entertainer both are going to use the same idea, and that is you're going to take your chord, and hopefully if you're in the intermediate course, you already have some idea of what chords are and stuff. This is going to be your C chord. Anytime it says C, you're going to have a C and an E and a G. Now, your options are either to play them all together, like that. You could play... kind of sounds like Blue Danube, or you can play the bottom part and then the top. Here's the trick. The first song that we're doing, Blue Danube, is in 3/4, which means you've got 3 pulses, 3 beats before you need to come back to the pinky or the root of the chord. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The pinky is on all of the ones. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And that's what makes it a waltz, is that it's in 3/4 time, and that it feels like that you've got that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It all is felt either in one part or in 3 parts, however you want to see it. Just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Versus like a 6/8, which is felt in two parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We won't get too much into that one since neither of these songs is in 6/8. But anyway, so that's kind of what you're doing is you're splitting the chord up, however you want to split it up, into a bottom part and a top part. The bottom part's going to go once, the top part's going to go twice. So options here would be something like, well, let's go to the close-up. For the C chord, you could go like we've been doing here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or you could switch these up since you've also got a C up here. We could go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or you could go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Again, the most important part is you got to keep it within the C chord when it's time for the C chord. C's and E's and G's, C's and E's and G's. But the biggest thing is that this thing right here happens, that pinky happens on beat 1. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I'm just picking random notes on the top out of these chord tones. All of these would be acceptable. These are all different ways to get away with the Blue Danube Waltz thing on the C chord in a 3/4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Or you can split it up so you've got the lowest note right here, or you can have the lowest note right here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. These are all ways to play the C chord. Just make sure that lowest note happens on beat 1. Then we're going to switch to a G chord. Now, obviously, you have to have your right hand in here. This is what makes it the Blue Danube Waltz, is first of all, you're waltzing with your left hand, and then your right hand has to actually play the melody. So you actually have to learn the notes. Then switch to the G chord. So all that stuff needs to happen here. These are all your right-handed notes right in there that are written in, and then these chord symbols are what your left hand is playing. So again, the C chord is C and E and G, and then the G chord is G and B and D. So you're gonna play those. Then we've got just a couple other little things in here. C over E just means that this is gonna be the C chord. So C's and E's and G's, except you want your lowest note to be an E instead of a C. So that seems awfully loud. There we go. So an E on the bottom. And then the F chord is going to be F's and A's. F, A, C. There you go. F, A, C, F, A, C, F's and A's and C's. Then we have one more chord that you need to worry about. That D minor right down there is going to be D on the bottom. And then D, F, and A on the top. And the rest of the chords are all listed there. So once you have your melody, it's just a matter of how you're going to waltz down here. I think most of the sheet music that you'll find on the websites and stuff are going to be just breaking up into this thing right here. That's the C over E thing right there. Right there, it's a C chord, but we got E as the lowest note. So anyway, it's going to kind of keep it in this range right here, but it's going to sound more grand and glorious. If you can split it up, if you're at that point, then you can do that. Let's move over to Entertainer. It's going to be kind of the same idea, except now we're in 4/4 instead of 3/4. So instead of having 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to come back and forth every single time. 1, 2. Now on 3/4, we were going to keep this right here and play that a second time for 1, 2, 3. But now with Entertainer, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other than that, it's the exact same thing. You got to learn the right hand part. So that is all of that, and then everything else is just decorations in there. How you're gonna play these chords over here. You can do this, some of this. Slow that down for you. There's the C, the C chord, an E with the C chord. Maybe throw a 7 in there if you've used 7s before. If you're on Classical Academy level 3 or higher. And then the F chord, C, C, G, and then instead of coming up for the chord, sometimes you'll walk up, but depending on how many beats you have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You will land on C on beat 1. So 1, 3, 4, 1, or 3, 4, 1, or 3, 4, 1. As long as you land on C on beat 1, get the beginning of the next chord at the beginning of the next chord, if that makes any sense, then you should be fine. If you got enough time to walk up each one of those notes, if you need an extra beat, you can throw in one of the black notes. So. That, or and then you can walk it up again. So anyway, those are all walk-up ideas from the G to get to the C. Other than that, you got to watch out for this C over G right here. That's going to be the same idea that we had with the C over E on the Blue Danube Waltz, except that now with the C chord, where you want G to be the lowest note. This thing right here, in fact, C7 really over B flat and F over A, the F minor over A flat. That whole thing right there would give you a walk down of C, B flat, A flat, G. Even though your chords are C, C7 over B flat, F over A, F minor over A flat. If you want to walk that down, you could do that. Then C over G, and then we got G, the actual G chord, to C. So that would all be, the chords would be C, C7, F minor, C over G, G, C. But if you walk it down, it would be C, C7 over B flat, F over A, F minor over A flat, C over G, G, C. Then with the chords in there, C, C7 over B flat, F minor over A flat, C over G, G, C. Or if you split it up then, C, C7 over B flat, F over A, F minor over A flat, C over G, G to C. So there is that. That's entertainer. You got to learn the right hand part. That's the reading part. That's the literacy part of the lesson. And then the left hand part is basically the same thing as Blue Danube Waltz, except we have 4 beats instead of 3 beats. And that kind of is our wrap up. We'll get to that again after we do our feature of the day, which is a YouTuber by the name of Corey Hall. He is on YouTube as Bach Scholars, and actually the version of Entertainer that is your MP3 today is from him. If you're interested in classical music at all and want to see some pieces performed well, accurately, appropriately, with great fingering and stuff, Corey Hall is your man. So go check out Bach Scholars on YouTube, and that picture right there was the profile picture from his account. So anyway, that is our YouTuber of the day. And then let's go through our wrap up here. We talked a little bit about how you're going to have to read some of the notes. The Blue Danube Waltz is color coded for you, and if you look really carefully, the letters are actually written in for you in case you're still having a hard time finding out what those notes are. That one is a C, and that one is an E, and they're all written in for you. On page 2 for entertainer, they're not written in for you. You'll have to use page 1 as a key to help you with page 2, because again, the goal of this all is that eventually you're literate in sheet music and you're able to read this stuff on your own. So we have all of that. We talked about the chords in the left hand, what you're going to do there, and how you don't actually have to get the correct version of each of these songs. You just have to be able to get the chords and the melody both right, and as long as you kind of follow the flow of the song, then you won't have to learn the actual individual notes, as well as you'll be developing a skill that you can use in a bunch of other songs as well. If you actually learn these songs like note for note the way they're written, that's great, that's fine. Corey Hall would love for you to do that, but then unless you know what you're doing, unless you're taking a look at the theory behind it as you go through it, then you don't have a skill that you can transfer to another song. So anyway, this way, hopefully you're picking up that left hand skill stuff, you're learning about chords, and you're also doing some reading as well. So anyway, that's kind of the goal behind all of that. And I think that kind of covers it. We talked about 3/4 and 4/4 and the way that we would comp in the left hand, the way we would play those chords differently with the rhythms there for 3/4 and 4/4. So I guess that is time for your questions then, and hopefully some good answers. Question number 1, where is the full sheet music for entertainer? Yes, so if you go to, we checked this out yesterday actually in the lesson, free-scores.com. They've got a French version of the site and an English version of the site, and you can search up. It's crowdsourced sheet music stuff, but it's mostly classical stuff, so the people there are more serious about their instruments than you would get like at a pop music site like Ultimate Guitar or something like that. So they're generally pretty accurate, and usually they have several different versions of the song depending on how popular the song is. So you can select the easy version or the intermediate version or whatever. They have ratings for all that stuff. So that's a pretty good source for it. If you have any questions about any of that stuff that you download, though, feel free to give me a call and or shoot me an email or whatever, and I'll help you out with verifying any of the details on those songs. Next question, is Corey Hall a YouTuber? Yes, he's on YouTube. I think his main gig is like teaching lessons and stuff like that, but he's quite an accomplished pianist as well. And yeah, he's got tons of stuff on YouTube. Again, his username is Bach Scholars. That's kind of his company or brand or something. He's doing something with, I don't know what it is actually, but some Bach Scholars is some kind of curriculum or something that he's working on writing right now and stuff. So anyway, it looks like that's all the questions we have for today, though. So if you're in the archives and you have any questions about any of this stuff, then definitely give me a call, shoot me an email, let me know. But until next time, I love you. Good luck. Have fun.